All right, guys. Well, welcome to our Thursday evening Facebook Live. So doing something a little bit different the last couple weeks. I've just kind of shared some scripture with you guys and talked a little bit about church life stuff. I've been thinking for a little while. One of the things I wanted to do was just kind of play some music. One of the things that has been good for me just in my life in general is that music has this way of, I think, settling me a little bit, allowing me to just kind of express myself. I don't write really a whole lot of music, so it's not really creative in that sense, but it's more like an opportunity to just, at least for me, in my own relationship with God, to kind of express myself through music to Him. I recognize, I think that obviously this is a weird time for everybody. So I thought, maybe I could bring a little bit of joy into your week. I know some of you guys who are part of the New Life community are missing the music and the worship and that experience. So obviously this isn't going to be the same as that. And then I know maybe some of you guys are joining from other avenues. You're not necessarily a New Life person, so this whole idea of singing songs to Jesus or to God would be weird or strange to you. But hopefully it's not too weird. If it is, you'll just drop out and I will never know that you weren't here. So a couple of thoughts. One is if you are part of New Life, and you know kind of the songs that we regularly play, feel free to throw out some requests. I will do my best. I've got a stack of music and I will do my best to play it if I've got it and if I can. I do have some songs that are written down that I'm going to play that are part of our regular rotation. So, again, if you don't like them, I may never know unless you tell me. I'll look at the comments later. So we're going to play through some of those songs. I've got some other songs that are, songs from my childhood. So if you grew up in church in the 80s, I've got like a little section for you. And maybe a couple other songs as well. But we'll see how this goes. I decided, as I was kind of driving over here this evening, I would basically play as long as you guys stick around and want me to play. So I will, I'll do my best. I'll play until I can't sing anymore, or until there are none of you left listening. And then I might still play after that if I'm still feeling it. The other thing I'll say is, the Sunday thing for me, being up in front of people leading worship that way is one thing. But a lot of times what I'll do is, even during the week here at the church, I'll just sit down at the piano and just kind of just have the opportunity to spend some time just singing and playing. And so tonight, hopefully, will be an opportunity to kind of express what that feels like for me, where it's just me, a piano, and my voice, and me just being able to express my thoughts to Jesus for who He is and what He's done in my life. So I saw we got a couple of requests come in already, so I appreciate that. Thank you guys. And I'm going to play a couple songs for you first, and then we'll see where we go from there. So the first one's called Love on the Line. It's one of my favorites that we do here at New Life, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. Where the weight of sin with all I am. In your grace I stand, the greatest of all romance, love God, my Savior. Take joy, my King, in what you hear. Let it be a sweet, sweet sound. Let it be a sweet, sweet sound. Let it be a sweet, sweet sound in your ear. Looks like we got somebody who wants to hear Love Come Down, and then 10,000 Reasons. Michaela. Oh, look at that. Hey, Michaela. How are you? Thanks for... I cannot play this like we normally play it, but I will do my best. I haven't practiced this one in a little while, so hopefully this does not disappoint you. One of the little things that you don't know is that every time we ever sing this song, I super struggle to get the first note every single time. So this may not come out as perfectly as you want it to come out. I'm going to turn away from the camera and try to find that note. I will sing forever, your love come down, with my hands to heaven, shouting praises loud. I was lost in darkness, you pulled me out. Sing forever, of your love come down. Once was I could not This next song is called "Pursue." It's a hill song, worship song that I love singing because I enjoy I love the idea that as much as we pursue after God, maybe the more important thing is that He pursues after us. He invites us to kind of be drawn to Him over and over again. There's a part, kind of the bridge part of the song says, "Lead me to you, forever, Lord, I will pursue." And I love that idea that it's this kind of give and take between us pursuing Him, but pursuing Him because He first loved us and gave Himself for us. So that's, again, just one of my favorite songs to play, not just on Sunday, but really one of my favorites to play on my own. So that's probably what this will sound like a little bit, is me playing it on my own. I close my eyes to see my King, Majesty. Your grace compels my soul to love and draw in close. I Jesus, I surrender. Show me what I do, more of you. I'm desperate for your presence, longing to be with you. Lead me to a new place, more of you. Through the fire, I'll persevere. Submit to any fear. Where I go, been before. All my trust is in you, Lord. Now to forever. Jesus, I surrender. Show me what I know, more of you. I'm desperate for your presence, longing to be with you. Lead me to a new place, more of you. And lead me to That was Pursue and also the Stand, kind of bridge part of the Stand. There are a couple others. Come to the Altar, Kneel, and Tracy wants 10,000 Reasons. Both of those are doable, I think so. 10,000 Reasons, I've done a bunch. I can do that one. I'm going to run out of space to put my songs here. Kneel, Come to the Altar. Come to the Altar reminds me of, again, because I grew up in church, and reminds me of like early church experiences and early church life. So I'll play that one for now. And then once I play that one, it will bring me to my 80s section of this night of music. So if you have people who grew up in church in the 80s and are not watching currently, you should tell them to come over and watch after I play this song, because it's about to go down with 80s church music. Yeah. All right, it's been a while. Another one. It's been a while since I played. And I always struggle with the tempo of this one. Part of the reason is because it sounds like Love on the Line, just the chords, but it's not the same, so I'm going to have to... Are you hurting, broken within? Oh, another way to say Jesus is calling. Alright, there it is. Father's arms are open. Forgiveness is born with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Oh, come to altar. Father's arms are open. Forgiveness is bought with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Hope you enjoyed that, Neil, and everybody else. If there's anybody else watching, I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Well, as promised, I've been looking forward to this for basically my whole entire life. Most of you guys know I grew up in church. Again, I said I grew up in church in the 80s, which was peculiar enough. In the church that I grew up in, we had a hymn book. Eventually we got overhead transparencies. That was when we got really fancy and modern and contemporary. But up until that point, we just had hymn books, and we had choruses that were super simple, like the one I sang at the very beginning, I love you, Lord, just super simple chords, and super simple words. And one of the things that I loved about that era of my life was, there was this kind of sweetness to worship, to singing. It was beautiful. It was just a small church environment, and I loved that. I loved singing choruses and some of the hymns. I did not love all of the hymns. And then I went through this period of my life where I was like, I'm never going to sing any hymns ever again. Then I kind of grew up out of that. And decided we could sing some hymns, but I would probably change them up a little bit. But I digress. There's this. It was a green hymnal. It was called the Hymns of Glorious Praise. Again, if you were part of the church in the 80s, especially in Assemblies of God or Pentecostal church at all, you are familiar with the Hymns of Glorious Praise. And there's a section. It was roughly the numbers like 250-ish, approximately. I might have memorized some of these numbers. That were called camp meeting songs, and I never actually went to an actual live camp meeting, but they were put together in this collection of hymns of glorious praise under this heading of camp meeting songs, and so I actually always loved them. They're just, again, super simple, nothing crazy in terms of the chords and that kind of stuff, but just super simple songs, and really just, I guess, a little bit lighter in their feel. So I'm going to play a couple of them. The thing that inspired me to start playing these again was I listened to a band called Need to Breathe. They had put out an album a couple of years ago. It was some of their acoustic concerts. And they had played one of the gospel songs. They grew up in church as well. They had played one of the gospel songs that they said that they loved. And it just kind of reminded me, kind of sparked this memory for me and made me get back into playing some of these songs again. So I'm going to play just that first simple song that they played, and then I'm going to play a few of my favorites. I don't really know what this song is called. It's just called Song that is on the album. I'm free, praise the Lord, I'm free, no longer bound, there's no more chains holding me, my soul is resting, what a blessing, praise the Lord, hallelujah, I'm free. Made me think about this song, and then I just put them all together. So next song's called He Set Me Free. I think it's number 263 if you're looking for it in the hymn. It's like a bird in prison I dwell, no freedom from my sorrows I feel. Jesus came and sent to me, glory to God, He set me free, set me free, yes, set me free. Oh, the bonds of prison for me, I'm not bound by Jesus to see, glory to God, He set me free. Back to sin and things that confound, none of the world shall turn me round. Daily I'm working my way into glory to God, I'm going through. He set me free, yes, He set me free. The bonds of prison for me, I'm going bound by Jesus to see. Glory to God, He set me free. Next one's number 255, following along in your hymnal. It's called Out Flat Away. Some glad morning, when this life is over, I'll fly away to my on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away. Oh, I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, bye-bye. I'll fly away. Just weary days and then I'll fly away to the land where joys will never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away. Oh, I'll fly away morning when I die. Hallelujah, bye-bye. I'll fly away. Next one, I don't know the number. It's called Victory in Jesus. Heard an old story, how the Savior came ungloved, gave His life on Calvary to save a wretch like me. Heard about His groaning, all His precious blood atonement. When I repented of my sins, won the victory. Victory in Jesus, my Savior. He saw me and He bought me with His redeeming blood. Loved me and I knew it, and all my love is done. He plunged me to victory beneath the cleansing flood. Heard about His healing, all His cleansing power revealing, how He made the lame to walk again and caused the blind to see. Then I cried, dear Jesus, starts rising, even when the storm comes, I am washed by the water, even when the earth crumbles under my feet, even when the ones I love turn around and crucify me. I won't ever let you down. Won't fall, won't fall as long as you're around me. 'Cause even when the rain falls, and even when the flood starts rising, even when the storm comes, I am washed by the water. Even when the rain falls, even when the flood starts rising, even when the storm comes, I am washed by the water. And that concludes the 80s church music portion of our evening together. We are hopefully gonna intro a new song on Sunday. I'm throwing that out there. Hopefully that's gonna work. And I actually played it for our Good Friday service just by myself. It's one of those songs that for me is just a reminder that none of us are perfect. I need that reminder on a pretty regular basis, and so it's a good reminder for me. It's also, again, has those moments where you feel like, at least when I play by myself, I feel like the song just kind of breathes a little bit. I can just kind of open it up and give it some space. I was telling the band the other day that I was going to do this by myself. I said one of the good things for me about playing, I love playing with them, but one of the good things about playing with me is I don't have to worry about anybody else matching my tempo. I can just play it the way I feel it, and I kind of enjoy that every once in a while. So this is called Splinters and Stones. I might need the music for this, so I'm just going to kind of pull it over and have it there just in case. It's called Splinters and Stones. It also has this really sweet chord in it that I like. That one right there. It's a G major 7th, in case you're wondering. It's just nothing fancy, just sounds really nice. carry me now. Hallelujah. Ever now my heart cries, hallelujah. Ever now the wonder of your grace. 1,000 times, 1,000 years my soul will say, hallelujah. Forever now in the greatness of my Savior. Forever now in the brightness of your name. Jesus, on this rock I'll sing your praise. So 10,000 Reasons is, I think Tracy asked for this one. It's one of my favorite songs to play on Sunday because it's one of those songs where I can hear the congregation singing along with me. It's always one of my favorite moments. We try to, not super secret, but little background information. We try to run the sound loud enough so that you can't hear yourself, because what we find is that when you can hear yourself, you sing quieter and you don't sing. So if you ever are worried about how loud we have the music, part of the reason we have it a little bit louder is because people like to sing louder when they can't hear themselves. And so this is one of those songs where even when we play loud, we can still hear you guys singing. And so it's definitely one of my favorites to sing and to play with you guys. So this is 10,000 Reasons. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my strength is failing, the end draws near, my time has come. Still my soul sing your praise unending. 10,000 years and then forever. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul, I'll worship Your holy name. Worship Your That was 10,000 Reasons. Forgot to print out one of the sheets that I wanted to, just because I need help with lyrics for this next song. I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite bands to listen to is a band called Need to Breathe. And I don't claim to be nearly as talented as they are. Put out really good music, really like good lyrics, and just really good musicians. I've seen them live a bunch of times, and I've enjoyed them every time. This was off of an album that they made a few years back. It was just a song that I really loved. It's called More Heart, Less Attack. Probably not a terrible message for us at this current stage of our lives, which is it's okay to take a minute and pause before you speak. It's okay to take a minute and kind of work through some of your stuff before you let it out on someone else. It's okay to be a little less attack and a little more heart towards people. People that you love, care about, people that are close to you, and honestly, people that you don't love or like so much, but still need a little bit of grace in their lives is something I think we all need. So there's a line in here. It just says we should be slow to anger, quick to laugh, be more heart and less attack. So maybe thought for you for tonight. Could put that into practice just a little bit. Be the light in the crack, the one that's bending the camel's back, slow to anger, quick to laugh, be more heart and less attack. Be the wheels, not the track, the wanderer that's coming back, leave the past right where it's at. Be more heart and less attack. The more you take, There's still people watching. You guys, if you're still watching, you want to throw some comments in there. If there's something I didn't sing that you would like me to sing, feel free to put it in the comments. If you don't, I'll play maybe one more song. I had prepared, just in case, when you throw out requests, typically at a show, someone will ask for Freebird. So I had prepared to play Freebird, just in case that was requested tonight. No one has, I can't hear you screaming Freebird. I'll play a little of it for you just because I practice on it already. So. If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember? 'Cause I must be traveling on now. There's too many places I've got to see. Alright, that's enough of that. This next one is, kind of a little bit of bluesy, kind of has that feel to me. Has actually a little bit of that camp meeting song feel to me. It was a song I found by David Crowder, who wrote a bunch of songs that we sing at New Life. I've never done this one on a Sunday, but maybe someday we might. It's called All My Hope Is in Jesus. I'm probably not going to play the whole thing because there's a part that I can't sing, but I'll sing the parts I can sing. Mom, you didn't get enough with the 80s songs that I sang for you. I sang those. I mean, I was like definitely thinking of Dad. He set me free. I'll fly away. Resurrecting, huh? All right. I have not done this one in a long time. I gotta remember this one for a minute. But it is my mom, so. That's been a long time since I've done that one. So, well, thanks for jumping in tonight. We're again trying to do some things to connect with you guys a little bit in between. Hopefully I played some songs that you enjoy. Hopefully was maybe a little bit of a bright spot in the middle of your week. I know it's tough, it's difficult. We recognize that. It's difficult for all of us. I miss deeply being connected with you guys on Sundays at church, and just miss the community that happens when we all gather together. We're looking forward to doing that as soon as we possibly can. We're working as hard as we can and following all the kind of protocols and listening, paying attention, and we will gather together again. I know that. Just not positive when. But again, we're grateful for you guys. We love you. I'm so grateful for you guys trying to connect as best as you can. And I'm going to sign off for tonight because I think that's probably about the end of my voice for this evening. And again, thanks for being here. And you'll see me on Sunday. And again, next Tuesday on Instagram Live for another conversation with another special guest. So love you guys. Have a great night.